These are your evening headlines for March 17th, 2026, right here on BYU-Idaho Radio. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Kimber Pierce. Tickets are on sale now for BYU-Idaho's performance of the Elixir of Love. Dallin Parrish has the story.
Big things are happening at the Snow Building at BYU-Idaho. The school only does a full-scale opera once every 2 years, and it opens Wednesday. This year, they are performing the Elixir of Love, composed by Gaetano Donizetti. I asked Dr. Richard Clifford, the director of the opera, why he chose this one.
We come together often and we read a bunch of different plays and scores and things like that to determine what was going to be good. And then that's going to be balanced with who we know is in the program and who we think can do particular roles and whether we have enough people for an ensemble. So it's really quite a complex, multi-layered selection process. We did know that we wanted to do something large, and we also knew that we wanted to do something romantic and probably comic, because those are attractive, I think, especially for many people for whom this will be their first experience in watching an opera. We want to do something that's really accessible and really satisfying for them so that they might venture out again and take a chance on another opera.
Dr. David Olson, director of the music, says one big consideration for choosing the show is who are the capable singers in the musical program.
You don't always know what singers are going to be around a year from now. And so sometimes you kind of are looking at the upcoming classes and you're saying, I see we have these kind of voices and there's some real potential there. Other times you're looking at your more established singers in the upper division and saying, okay, when are they going to be graduating? And is this the sort of thing where they would still be here when we did this production?
I asked both Clifford and Olson which is the best song from the opera, and they gave the same answer, Una furtiva lagrima.
Every time it comes around, you're like, oh, I know that one.
A couple of years ago at one of President Nelson's big birthday celebrations that was broadcast, guest artist sang that aria because it was one of President Nelson's favorites.
You can catch Elixir of Love through March in the Snow Drama Theater at BYU-Idaho. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Dallin Parrish.
President Camille N. Johnson of the Relief Society General Presidency of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints recently returned from a ministry tour of Eurasia. She and her husband Doug, along with members of the Eurasian Area Presidency, spent 8 days in Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and Georgia. They visited orphanages where the church had contributed money, washing machines, and other equipment. She also attended a puppet show performed by missionaries. She met with women leaders in Georgia and visited Latter-day Saints in their homes. She commented on the faith of the people in Eurasia.
Now in the Saints of Georgia and these other places that we visited, they are tenaciously faithful in living the gospel of Jesus Christ.
The welfare manager for the Eurasian area oversees the many projects the church supports to help those in need. She says it's a big undertaking.
We have a lot of projects all over these countries, and these countries all different culture, different obstacles, different problems we're facing, but a lot of warm hearts of the people of the countries.
President Johnson also spoke at a special meeting for Latter-day Saint women before returning to Utah. Marshall Public Library will kick off spring by opening its Seed Library near the end of the month. According to a news release, the Seed Library offers a variety of open-pollinated heirloom and hybrid seeds that include vegetables, herbs, and flowers. The seeds will be available for anyone in the area to check out. Although since the Seed Library is still growing, participants are limited to 3 seeds per person. Gardeners are encouraged to also pay it forward instead of returning seeds. They're invited to share their harvest with others or to save seeds to donate back to the library for future seasons. In connection with Plant Life, Marshall Public Library will also host several beginning gardening presentations by longtime gardener and former editorial director for Mother Earth and News and Grit magazines, Marissa Ames. Ames' first program, Seed Starting 101, will be held next Saturday at 2 p.m. at the library. For more information about the Seed Library, contact librarian Christy Leon at 208-232-1263, extension 106. These have been your BYU-Idaho Radio evening headlines for March 17th, 2026. Thanks for tuning in. More news, interviews, and great content are available on our podcast feed. Search for BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast apps. We are on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and more. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Kimber Pierce.